Hello and welcome. I am Joshy, and today we are going to talk about being the bad guy. This is something that's been bothering me for quite a bit now, and sometimes I am the bad guy. Other times I'm not. And it's all about perspective between you and another person and or a third party, but we like to self-preserve and we think that we are definitely the good guy in the situation, but we might not be. We honestly might be the worst person ever. And there are a few instances when I look back and I'm like, oh damn, I really am the bad guy in this situation, and holy crap, I can't believe I did that. It kind of shakes you to the bone in a way. Well, at least it does for me. Everyone's different. And in that certain situation, I tried to steal a married woman from her husband because I fell in love with her, and that really wasn't right on my part. Honestly, it wasn't right on her part either, but it is what it is. And realizing how much of an asshole I was kind of being, even to her at a point, where I guess I was kind of manipulative with my tears and stuff. Who knows? But I went down a whole different rabbit hole with that person. And I never really recovered properly until recently, which is probably why I've had really bad relationships since then. Not really like dating or anything, but just like with people, because I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And not realizing how much I was the bad guy at the time, I wish I could have changed a lot of things that happened, because I don't like where it ended up, but it did teach me a valuable lesson on life, honestly. And that's kind of what you have to do, is learn from these things that happen to you instead of repeating them constantly, which a lot of people do. They do repeat because they don't realize the issue. But in that instance, I was the bad guy. And then there's a different instance where I really wasn't the bad guy. They were the bad person, but I got called the bad guy, and it didn't feel good, no. I'm sure that it'll never get resolved, but it is what it is, and I might have had good intent, and I might have seen it that I was the good guy. Maybe I was the bad guy in this situation. I honestly don't know. That's where a third party would come in and be like, hey, you both are the bad guy. But it's all about how we perceive and how everyone perceives things in life. So we gotta understand that there is a yin and yang in our head, okay? There is this good part and there is this bad part. And a lot of people will say, oh, I'm good, or oh, I do bad things, but I am good initially. Here's the thing. They're not two separate things. They're one and the same. They're together. They're like this, you're good and bad. You're not good or bad. It's good and. Yeah, one might be a little more than the other, but bad's still in there. There's always bad thoughts happening. There's always, in my head, I have what if worlds that pop up, or I play different, we might play different scenarios that happen, and in those scenarios, they can be bad. You're pushing a grandma or a grandpa in a wheelchair, and you're gonna go downhill, and you're like, I could let this go at any moment. There you go. I'm not going to, obviously. Well, I'm not going to. Someone else may, but my adherent goodness will keep holding on to that wheelchair. And see, that's the thing. It's not that I want to do it. It's just that sometimes you get the thoughts of doing it. And that happens with a lot of different things. But in my head, I play out, like, people are always like, well, did you think about this situation? Did you think about that situation? I'm like, God, did I not? I thought about that one, this one, that one over there. I thought about the world being destroyed by a fucking comet. But hey, you know what? I thought of at least every scenario that could happen. And in some of those scenarios, yeah, they're bad. They're bad. That's how it works in there. Maybe it doesn't work like that with everyone. I don't really know because I'm not in their head. But in mine, and maybe certain other people's, it does. I'm not a psychopath or a sociopath. I don't want bad things to happen to anyone. If anything, I want the opposite. I want people to be happy. And I like when people come talk to me and understand what they're going through because I go through weird shit. So inherently, I really do care about people. And when you get called a bad guy, it's like a shot through the heart. And you're like, oh, God, what? You know, like, oh. But in reality, in their head, in their scenario, in what they believe, you're bad. Does it make it true? Maybe not. Maybe. And that's how that works. You got to understand that these are the scenarios. These are the things in life. And you just got to figure out what to do with that information. If you're going to take it to the extreme in a horrible way, if you're going to try to fix it in the right way, or whatever, you know. I did not fix any of these things in the right way. I shut down usually, and I get mopey or whatever. So just understand that you have the opportunity to step outside of yourself to see from their perspective, to see from different pointage views, yeah, from different vantage points. And in doing so, that might help you as a person and help the situation at hand, because you might be able to solve it in a different way because you saw it differently. Don't be Josh. Don't be Josh. And with that, I'm done with that. But I do want to self-promote for once, and I rarely do that. I updated my website, and it's mobile friendly now, more so than it was. Still a little glitchy here and there, but still better. So I'm going to put that down below. I think it already is, but whatever. My website down below. It's where you can get these amazing t-shirts like this one where it says, all you need to do is get hide, and he's a turtle who's hiding inside of his shell. There's a lot of other stuff. We got Grimlink, and I don't remember. I also have coffee cups. And you can get stuff. Oh God, I almost dropped my coffee. Hold on. Don't get hyper before you do videos. That might be a good thing. But, so yeah, go check out my stuff. I rarely self-promote. I have books that I wrote and stuff. So, check it out. Yeah. And with that, I'm out. You can hit notification, like, subscribe, do your thing, share it. I don't know. Whatever. But, stay amazing.